Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what's the cruelest prank you've ever seen? Friend of mine had a crush on his co-worker. It was sort of an open secret. His manager tried to help him, offered advice, some things to say, small gifts she might be into, etc. What no one knew at the time was that said manager and said co-worker had recently started dating and hadn't told anyone yet. So he meant it as a prank on his new girlfriend to be put into these awkward situations, but my friend's feelings were really hurt when it all came out. Wow, that is some class assholery right there. IMO, if the manager was dating a co-worker whom he supervised, along with actively engaging in this type of shenanigans, he should be fired, or at the very least demoted. A group of girls at my high school told a girl that they were hanging out at one of their houses at 9 near a train station, but they really just made up a time and place that would make her stranded at the last train stop with no more trains home. That happened to me. I was dating a dude who lived near Los Angeles, and I lived in Oceanside. There was a party at like 9 p.m., so I took the train out and got there at 8 p.m. This was before cell phones. I used the payphone to call him and he said he was heading to the train station. At 11 the trains stopped running, and I didn't have money for a return ticket. He was going to drive me home and spend the next day with his mom who lived in Oceanside. The security guard bought me a ticket home, and when I got home by 1 a.m., I had a bunch of AIM messages on my computer from him, and he had blocked me on everything. He went straight to his mom's and they both thought it was hilarious. I was so stupid. To be fair, I was hella stupid. Dude claimed he knew Trent Reznor, LMAO. That security guard was your guardian angel. Who knows what could have happened to you? Wondering if we knew the same guy. My buddy from high school after joining the Navy kinda turned into an asshole. He was living in Oceanside when this all happened, but his parents live up near La. He was taking a girl out to dinner and a movie, but they met at his place and ended up having sex first. By the time they got to the theaters he decided he had too much to drink at dinner and wanted to go home to sleep. Instead of telling her he wanted to go home, he told her he had to go to the bathroom and left her sitting in her theater seat. This was before cell phones. She had called and left messages on his answering machine. I remember he played them for me and they were just so sad. The first two were her calling from a payphone begging him to come pick her up. The last one was a few days later and it was her telling him how much he hurt her and that she had to have her parents come pick her up in the middle of the night. I remember him telling me the story and laughing. It always seemed so cruel to me. In the spirit of cruel revenge she should have gotten her mom to call each of those girls and say, "Didn't come home today, she said she was meeting with you, do you know anything?" To be really cruel, get mom to say you were the last person to see her and the police want to talk to you. This would have been great to do. Get them back for trying to put someone in a potentially dangerous situation like that. In middle school a girl came up to us on the playground and told this dude to go see the principal, "He's looking for you, he got a call that your mom died." Then as soon as the dude ran away she told us all she just made it up. It was fucking horrible. I feel like the girl wouldn't have a lot of friends after this. Yeah, she went from one of a clique of popular girls to pretty much an outcast. It was like weeks /days before graduation anyhow, so I didn't really see a big fallout from it, but the guy was pretty messed up as a result, at least for that last bit I knew him. Saw a guy tip over the porta potty with someone in it. That memory is clear. I think it was his GF. Probably wasn't after that. Lol. I woulda dumped him faster than he dumped all those dumps on me. Reddit, what was the final straw in your last relatio shit? In another thread a man was tipped over in a porta potty by some rado looking for a laugh. Guys gets out covered in that blue gunk and other nasty stuff and absolutely fuming, proceeds to beat this guy within inches of his life with a brick. He got some jail time, other guy was hospitalized. I don't think bludgeoning your prankster is right, but I can definitely say I understand why he did it. Edit, the thread was from at least a month ago and I don't believe the topic was very related to this story. All I can say is whoever originally witnessed this was chilling in their car when they saw this happen. Some years later they were summoned to court to recall what they witnessed. I believe the guy with the brick got 10 years. Bullshit, I know. But just relaying what I read. Sorry I can't find the thread. The foulness that is down in porta potty tank that has been used for any length of time, the idea of being tipped over and covered in that is beyond horror. I think you could definitely sell a temporary insanity defense. a friend of a friend in high school had her boyfriend pretend that he'd died. He had one of his friends call her saying he had died in a car accident and had someone else calling up pretending to be a doctor from the hospital. She was hysterical. Later that day, after she kept asking the fake doctor which hospital it was so she could be there, she found out it was all prank to see if she cared. Horrible. Anyway, they broke up. To this day it's the nastiest prank I've seen in person. Had a friend do that too. To this day, I don't trust him when he says he had health issues, because he had us all worried sick for weeks, saying he was having heart surgery on X day. The day of, I woke up to find a post on his socials from his dad saying that he died, that he was so scared before going under and now he wanted one last message. April Fools. I was so angry. Actually, no one was laughing cause this was not a short message, it was 5 paragraphs long and I was crying when I got to the message. I still don't fully trust him and honestly remembering it makes me even angrier. Someone asked a guy to be her boyfriend, he said yes and the next day she invited all her friends to tell him that she did it as a joke. This happened to me. I got the courage to ask her out, Junior. Hi, and she said yes. I took her to a movie, and asked her if she wanted to be boyfriend/girlfriend, and again, she said yes. She carried on like we were dating saying things like I'm so happy we're finally together. The girl would walk around holding my hand in school and I was in heaven. I couldn't have been happier at that moment in my life because I was dating my dream girl. All the popular dudes would snicker when we walked by, but I didn't care because I was too happy. A week or so went by and she was laughing when she said it was just a joke. I have never been so devastated. Edit, thanks for all the kind words. Just to update on what happened down the road. Years later, karma caught up to my then fake girlfriend. She got really into heroin and skaked out a bit. She did end up pulling it together, but not until she fell well outside the popular pool. As for me, I did have trust issues for quite some time, even through college. But, now, I'm very happily married to a wonderful woman who has never treated me wrong, and I couldn't be happier. For all of you who have had posted similar issues, I guess we share a hard lesson in life. People can be shitty, but in the long run, they just turn into good Reddit post fodder. Keep your heads up. Shitty is aside, that's a lot of commitment to just a joke. Dude, I'm no professional but I think she legit liked you but her friends pushed her out of it. When I was 16, I had a crush on a boy a couple years older. I got a call on my birthday and he asked me on a date. I was so excited and said yes. Only to hear laughter. It was the father of one of my classmates, who also knew my family and parents. Who the F does that? I have kids of my own now, and the immaturity of it still astounds me. I'm so sorry that happened to you. My dad would have beat the shit out of that guy's dad. In college, at the end of the year a club I was in had a roast of the outgoing seniors. My friend running the roast couldn't come up with anything for one of the guys, let's call him Ben. To drum up ideas, he called a bunch of Ben's close friends, also in the club, and asked them for things to make fun of Ben about. Thinking this was a confidential conversation, they proceed to absolutely lay into Ben. The guy is seriously lame. Honestly, when I'm talking to a girl and he is there, it is supremely awkward. My friend simply recorded that whole conversation and played it outright for Ben's section of the roast, mortifying Ben and all his friends simultaneously. Not only is that cruel, but what the fuck kind of friends does Ben have? If I was Ben, I wouldn't have had any friends left. Sounds like this dude shouldn't have been writing the roast. How hard is it to just say that the dude is so boring that you can't think of anything to say about him? Everyone here's a dickhead. Prank war going on in between two houses that were next to each other in San Diego, ca circa 2014. My cousin lived in one of the houses and this happened when I went to visit him a few years back. House #1 pulled a prank that led to a member in House #2 being late for his first day of work. It was collateral damage but the guy ended up getting fired for it. Guy who lost his job came home furious. He then took a 15-pound medicine ball and painted it to look just like a soccer ball. He tossed the medicine ball into the front yard of House #1 and waited. When he saw the guy come out of the house he yells, "Hey Josh, can you kick that ball back over here?" Dude proceeds to take a running start and square up and kick the soccer ball with every ounce of strength he had. Poor bastard went down almost immediately in tears and screaming. Ended up breaking 3 bones in his right foot. Just brutal. And this is when the pranks ended and became attacks. I'm just guessing. My ex-friend thought it was a funny prank to kill my brother's hamster and tie it up and dress it in ridiculous ways. I remember reading somewhere, probably on Reddit, that someone as a kid had a friend over who was a compulsive liar and was trying to convince him he had super speed. To prove it, he said he was going to throw Arp's hamster as hard as he could and then go catch it before it hit the wall. Needless to say, a few seconds later Arp is standing there shocked as his hamster was flattened against the wall and immediately died. The kid apparently tried to play it off, but when the mother came up and saw what happened, she told him to leave and that he wasn't allowed to come back. I genuinely think we really need to watch out for kids like this. Kids that care more about being funny and impressing other kids than about the life of an innocent creature. Either they genuinely don't know that it's wrong to kill things, which is horrifying, or they do know but care more about themselves, which is also horrifying. Like Mike Tyson's new documentary when the bully killed his pigeon and he beat his ass. Something serious. Is he in jail cause that's a fucking future serial killer? Yeah, the twisted idea of thinking death is funny, and then dressing up the corpse for more humor is definitely something to be concerned about.